Blank Beats Production. Blank Beats Production. Blank Beats Production. Blank Beats Production.
Calling out all my nerds, freaks, and geeks. It's mob time.
Don't tune in cause it's showtime. Go ahead and call the gang up for the one time. Rap food rhyme, got them on the line. And my life's still great, I'm doing just fine. Hands up.
What it do, everybody? The mob is back. So what's
It's been
up?
a minute.
It's been a minute. We've been to San Diego Comic-Con, we've been to Dreamcon, and now we are back in reality, giving you guys the updates and letting you guys know what's next. As always, I'm your host, Foop. Currently, I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Ron and Ralph. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube or uh, Facebook or Twitch, make sure you subscribe and follow, like the video, share with a friend. Let them know that the mob is live. If you're watching this, use our hashtag on Twitter, which is now X. Hashtag join the mob nerds and let us know how you're enjoying this live stream episode. Make sure you check out our link trees. We're at linktr.ee, the Blerd Mob. And we're also at linktr.ee, the Blerd Mob Pod releases. And if you were watching our lovely pre-show, you saw our Ko-fi link at the bottom. Make sure you support the mob and send us a donation so we can keep providing you guys these lovely videos. So let's go ahead and get into it. Ralph, what's been going on?
Work, tired.
I hear you.
School, work, tired.
That man don't be doing nothing in school. He's lying. He's lying.
He paying people to do his assignments.
Courtney, now with that Proctoral app, they got me joining the live. You got to put in your ID. Did someone got to come check, verify your identity? I can't cheat.
Oh my!
Ooh, they got you on lockdown.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Ain't no cheating. This B plus, on me.
Well, you know what? That's a very high achievement for you. Because we already know had that.
We can't edit.
They know.
We can't edit the live.
That's a very big achievement.
I'm enjoying my MBA courses right now. We going through like it's managerial analysis and stuff. I'm actually very much enjoying it.
Okay,
it's putting a lot of things in a perspective.
That's that first semester bliss. I remember my first semester. Yeah, this stuff I'm learning. This is great. And then the next semesters came over and I was like, boy, just do the assignment. Just do the assignment.
Look, I mean, I like it because it's an accelerated course. So I only got 7 weeks per class. So get in, get out, 10 classes in a row.
Okay. I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
You'll make it through it.
Yeah, I start fall semester in 2 weeks. I start on the 23rd.
Oh. I feel like you've been in grad school for like 4 years now. Food.
Man, it's a process, like trying to work and do school at the same time. It's not like undergrad when we can take 5-6 classes in one semester. Like you really have to like space that out. Like I've said this story before, like I tried to do 2 classes a year ago. That did not work out.
It ain't cut out for you, right?
It ain't cut out for me, right? Like with everything else that was going on, and then trying to manage like 2 classes and then the amount of work. So I got this one class. I'm familiar with the teacher. I only got it 1 day a week. So my goal is to manage my time better with everything else I got going on.
I believe in you.
The group soon.
Oh no.
Ralph said he done. Every single time you mentioned to Ralph about going back to grad school, his answer is the same.
It's only a few years. That's why I keep asking. Once his dreads touching his shoulder blades, he might want to go back by then.
By the time Ralph dreads touch his shoulder blades, he will be in his mid-30s. And it's Ralph's. It's Ralph.
I don't know about all that now. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Mid-30s.
Ralph, we're 26. We're already 30.
But my hair is already right here. I'm confused.
When did mid-20s become 30, bro? When did 26 become 30?
You finna turn 27, and if you round 27 the next number, what
I ain't even complaining about that. I'm complaining about this disrespect for my hair.
Oh yeah, she said your hair don't grow. That's what she said. So you need to use Cardi B's oils and make your hair get longer again.
Okay, well we'll check back 2025. We'll see how long your dreads is.
Okay.
He said, "Put some respect on my hair growth."
Right. He finna walk in the club shaking my dread.
Oh, I do that anyway. It's just...
That's what's up. But
Mhm.
the moment that we've all been waiting for, we have come here to talk to you guys. I probably should have uploaded the pictures for these, but I forgot. Thumbs down. But we're here we're here to talk about San Diego Comic-Con and Dreamcon. So our other two members, Antoine and King G, who attended San Diego Comic-Con with me, are not here. So I'm just going to give you guys my perspective of San Diego Comic-Con, make it a bit short and sweet. If anybody has any questions, make sure you drop those in the comments. And then after we talk about San Diego Comic-Con, we'll go straight into DreamCon. So San Diego Comic-Con, to be broad, is huge. Like, if y'all thought DreamCon was huge with 20K people, this is like maybe, I don't want to exaggerate, but it was a lot of people. Maybe 3 times that. It was maybe 4 times that. It was a lot of people. A lot of people. And the San Diego Convention Center is so big. Like, people, like, they had multiple entrances for people.
I ain't trying to interrupt food. They said 135,000 attended in 2022, so there ain't no telling who was there in 2023.
Yeah, I'm saying. So what? That's like numbers.
That's 20
6
times 5 is
that's like
6 times bigger than DreamCon. Yeah,
that's 6 times bigger than DreamCon. Like,
that was from last year.
That was last year. It was so many people, like multiple interests. Like, what happened the first day we went? I already don't know what's going on. The first thing we got shoved into was the exhibit hall. And y'all already know how I feel about going to a convention and getting shoved in the exhibition hall.
money.
It's overwhelming because it's everybody's in there. Marvel's in there. DC's in there. Funko's in there. Scholastic. The Scholastic Book Fair was at Comic-Con. I'm dead serious. Viz was in there. Crunchyroll. Nickelodeon. Like, everybody was in that exhibition hall. And some people, like, some of them were selling stuff. Some people had photo ops set up. Like, for the One Piece fans, Viz had, it was either Viz or Crunchyroll, but they had a Luffy statue just sitting in the middle of their booth for photo ops. For Spider-Man 2, they recreated the alley picture, that first teaser picture they gave us for Spider-Man 2. They recreated that for the photo op.
Oh, that's nice.
They had the actual suits of Blue Beetle and Aquaman at the DC station. Funko made it. They had an act. They basically, at the back of the exhibition hall, they had made them like a Funko City.
Funkoville.
Yeah, Funkoville. Oh, wow. Like, yeah. So walking in that, bumping through all the people and stuff, seeing what everybody was selling. I bought a couple Funko Pops. I bought an Attack on Titan mystery box. Oh, then there was a guy that was selling Infinity Stones, but the stones were actual jewels. I don't remember how much they cost because I knew I wasn't buying one.
I'm surprised you didn't.
Was probably expensive.
They was expensive. Like, they was past $200 each. And the thing was like maybe the size of my phone, if not smaller. And it's just a jewel in it for what the stone is, and that's it.
That'll be a dope collector's item, though. Not gonna cap.
It would be, but
it sounds cool.
It was past $200, and I was like, nah. They had the life-size statues of the MCU characters, and they had, like, if I remember correctly, they had QR codes at the front, so you could actually buy these statues. But I just took pictures beside. Lego.
Who was about to buy this statue?
Man,
people buy those.
They do buy that stuff, but
like them statues that be in FYE and stuff, like them life-size Deadpool statues and stuff.
Or GameStop. You remember they used to have them life-size statues at GameStop?
Yeah. Jesus.
But
where are you gonna put that? Like,
if you got a nice house in the game
with an unlimited ceiling.
Yeah.
One of those high-rise ceilings. You in there?
Yeah.
Now I just
Like-
gotta ask: did you go to the Scholastic session and look for the books you couldn't get when you was younger?
Junie B. Jones, the
I
whole
didn't roll. I
collection.
didn't roll up in Scholastic. The booths that I was looking for that were on my list was Marvel, DC, Funko, and Lego. And
Okay.
Lego was dope. They made a blockbuster replica called Lego Brickbuster. And when you walk inside, they have displays of all of like so you guys know like the Lego sets I like to build. They
Mhm.
had all of those set up. So I was able to
Mhm.
see some of the Lego sets that I already wanted. And you could buy those on the spot. They had a photo op. I can't remember what they built for the photo op, but they had one of those in there. It was cool.
Mm. Dang, now I wish I would have went.
It was like seeing because last year I loved the exhibition hall at Dreamcon, but then like seeing this one that was like way bigger and having the major IPs in there, it was
Yeah.
lovely. I'm gonna add Antoine so he can give his perspective from San Diego Comic Con.
Ooh, we got a wild Antoine.
We have
at the
Wow.
look at he tried to find the most isolated corner at the airport.
Look, and I'll give him credit. He got the sunlight shining on him too. At least he got good light.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he found the most seclusive area at the airport with good lighting, and he said, "I got him."
This is my spot.
Like, who are you? Who are you, bro?
I'm sorry. I just want to join in, see what y'all got going on. You know.
But if you want to chime in, Antoine, I've been talking about my experience from San Diego Comic Con. So if you want to share with the audience how you felt about it.
San Diego Comic Con I think it was pretty cool. So that's my first time going as well. I've never really been to San Diego, so that was a good thing for me. And then the con in general, other than it being packed out the ass, I'll say it was nice. I'll say the event halls that they had. I think the event hall for them was the best for me too, and also some of the things that we got to see when we were down there. I think the overall vibe was cool. There were no problems. It was organized.
Was that?
It's
shade?
too early. It's too early.
That was shade.
Hey,
He might be sitting in the sunlight, but Antoine is throwing straight shade.
Yeah, it was. You got to give it to
Wait,
him.
was
It was. I'm not trying to throw shade, but it might have been a little bit in there. It was organized. It was pretty organized. The way them folks was controlling the lines, it was nice. It was pretty good. It was good. I enjoyed
Yeah.
Comic Con.
Like just and everything that I just said was just the exhibition hall. Like the second day, we found out that they had stuff outside. Like they had
Yeah.
a huge Dragon Ball Z setup outside.
oh
They
wow.
had these huge blow up Dragon Ball
Mhm.
Z characters. They had life size ones that you can wait in line and take a photo of. They had people in the back playing one of the Dragon Ball Z games. Forgot about this. They had a Street Fighter 6 set up in the exhibition hall, and people could wait in line to play as part of a tournament or something that they were doing.
Yeah, I think I saw that they was playing Smash Bros. They was doing a lot. They, in the area, the convention center that they had, it was pretty big. Like what Foot just said, it was the spaces they had. The outside part, when we found out about that, we was doing a lot of walking. A lot of walking. Let me tell
That
you.
convention center is so huge.
So how did y'all feel about the city of San Diego? Y'all feel like y'all see why San Diego Comic Con is always out there and it's so big? Like, did y'all enjoy that portion of it?
Yeah.
So the downtown area, I definitely get it. There's like hella bars down there. So even if you wanted to leave the convention, go get you something to eat and come back, like you don't have to go that far at all. To enjoy that general area.
Okay.
And the surrounding restaurants and like the first bar that we went to, they were kind of fitting the theme of Comic Con since they knew it was going to be that weekend. So they had their the servers, they were in their costumes and stuff, their cosplays. So I think that was pretty nice. And it was packed. It was like
It
I'm
was
talking about the
packed.
whole downtown area. It was packed, and you knew what everybody was there for.
Yeah.
So
Like people were showing up to the club in their cosplays.
Oh wow.
That's how
That's insane.
that's how it was going down. People was in the club with their cosplays on.
but I think
So
that
you-
was nice though.
So you got Iron Man and Naruto and
I
Green
saw
Marsh.
somebody cosplayed as Black Cat from Spider-Man the first night. I can't
Probably
remember
got
who else we
Batman in the
saw.
club.
But yeah, it was
Yeah.
they was walking in the bars with their cosplays on. But the thing about it is that San Diego Comic-Con literally lasts all day. So like even if it's like 10 or something at night, they doing something in that convention center. They in there.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at that.
They
I ain't
have
mad
a
at that.
they have a lot of events. I already told everybody, but I am very glad that I got to get into that Mortal Kombat
Oh yes, that was
showcase.
Beautiful.
Like the thing, so what they do with the panels is that if you are at, say I'm at a panel and the Mortal Kombat one is after mine, if I don't want to leave, I don't have to leave, and that's dope. But if I'm waiting in line and they end up filling all the seats before it gets to me, it's wraps.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Galvin, King G had already got in, and me and Antoine waiting in line, and I was like, yo, I'm going to be so pissed if I don't get inside this panel.
I would too. I would too.
I would, yeah.
But we got in though.
But we got in though, and yo, that's when they dropped that Adenians trailer. They showed 2 sneak peeks into the storyline for Mortal Kombat, showing the tension between the Lin Kuei was one of them, the tension between Sub-Zero and Scorpion, and Smoke just being the third wheel, being in the middle. And then they also show a story sneak peek of the drama that's going on with the Adenians.
So did they have demos in there, like letting some people sit down and play the game?
Nah.
Dang.
No.
That would have been nice.
They was like, we ain't doing all that.
Nah.
Oh man, I would have loved to see that.
But we got to hear from Ed Boon, one of the guys who's currently working on. It was Ed Boon, somebody who works for NetherRealm, the voice actress for Lee May, who previously did the voice acting for Devora, and the voice actor for Smoke was part of the panel.
Yeah, I think that was nice that they had that.
Yeah.
Because we were thinking that because it's the strikes were going on that we weren't going to really be able to see many people, but they came out, and so that was pretty nice.
So yeah,
Nice.
got some good content. Got those 2 sneak peeks, and they dropped the trailer for the DLC characters that we had already talked about on a previous episode because it got leaked. But this trailer confirmed the list that we had on that last episode. So
So would y'all go again?
it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Because the thing about San Diego Comic-Con, which is different from Dreamcon, San Diego Comic-Con, you have to pay per day. So we only did Friday and Saturday, which we felt like were going to be the high intensity days for the convention, and that was $75 a piece. So that's $150. If you want to compare that to Comic-Con, that's equivalent of the gold badge that we just got at Dreamcon for the full 3-day weekend.
Then you in San Diego.
And everything is already high.
Everything was already high. I'm talking about the Airbnb process, or we was trying to get an Airbnb. I think that was when you had booked the Airbnb. The folks emailed us and they was like,
they canceled it.
Available.
I booked the Airbnb and the dude came back and said, sorry, this Airbnb we don't own this Airbnb anymore. And I was like, so why do you have it on the website under y'all
That
stuff.
makes no sense.
That's nasty work.
Zero
That's
sense.
nasty. That's
It
nasty
was.
work.
It
Yeah.
was.
Mm.
They got us. So we were about, I want to say maybe like 20 minutes from downtown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I guess wasn't bad, but
Yeah.
what can
It
you
does.
do?
Yeah.
It seemed like y'all had a good time. I will say.
No,
It seemed
it
like
was
y'all
Yeah.
enjoyed yourselves.
it was fun, but
Yeah.
like it's a lot of money. It's an investment. I would say that San Diego Comic Con is definitely an investment.
Mm.
Hmm.
Now,
Like
what did
this,
The-
y'all dislike about it? Is the question.
I think the only thing that I disliked, and I'm definitely not like blaming anybody, but like the fact that we didn't get the usual Marvel panel, that we get to see all the trailers and all of the DC trailers and stuff like that, or getting,
Mm-hmm.
you know, some FaceTime with the actors due to the strikes and stuff. And like I said, I'm not putting the blame on anybody, but that was like one of my big reasons of why I wanted to go to San Diego Comic Con. So
Okay.
I
Mhm.
enjoyed it, but I feel like I kind of got like a lackluster experience due to everything that was going on.
yeah. I'll say the same thing. Kind of just with those strikes going on, we didn't get like the full experience that we were kind of hoping for. But we enjoyed San Diego, and
That's
so
what matters.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
yeah.
But other
Okay.
than that, I think it was a lot of walking. If anything, if I had a second dislike, it's a lot of walking.
Oh, you getting your cardio in? You
Oh,
getting
yeah.
your cardio
Yeah.
in?
We
When I
walked.
tell y'all that convention center is huge, it
We
is
walked.
huge.
Y'all was marching.
Yeah.
Man,
Like the exhibition, like the panels and the exhibition hall, not in the same area. So you gotta it's back and forth, walking through all these people, and then how Antoine was saying before, how they had the people like um managing the traffic. Like sometimes you gotta wait. If they're trying to fill up for a panel, y'all can't walk through here while we trying to fill in a
hmm
panel. Y'all gotta
hmm
stop, wait for them to fill that panel up. When the line is done or they get filled up, then y'all can walk across.
yeah.
I
I mean,
kind of like that though.
they had a traffic system going. I give them that.
Hmm.
Okay.
I like that. Someone need to take notes.
The shade that is being thrown in this live stream.
That was shade. That was shade.
Don't,
That was shade.
don't even try. We know what you're doing.
That was shade.
We know
That
what
was
you're
shade.
doing. But
Oh my goodness.
my favorite memory was definitely the Mortal Kombat panel. The
Yeah.
next time
Yeah.
the next time for San Diego Comic Con, I think one thing that I would do differently um is maybe get registered early, like how we did for Dreamcon, because they give you a booklet of the schedule, all the room numbers and stuff. So this first time going into San Diego Comic Con, I was kind of like all over the place because I didn't know like how it was set up and how everything works.
Mhm.
Next time, I think I might come a little earlier, get registered, and then sit down and really plan out a schedule. Because though I said the Mortal Kombat part was my favorite part of the convention, we found that by luck. Like we
Mhm.
had been walking around the exhibition hall for like an hour or so.
We just
Finally,
walking.
finally found out how to get registered, like where to get the bag and the little booklet and stuff. And we were looking at what panels were happening that day, and we just happened to come across the Mortal Kombat one. Like it,
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
so did they have random like little fun, interesting panels like like how to get into the industry or any verses or something interesting
they
panels like Dreamcons?
I saw some stuff about live. Somebody had a live streaming. Somebody had a podcast panel. Like if you wanted to do a podcast, they had stuff
Mhm.
like that. But a lot of the ones that I was seeing was some people were showing like anime episodes. They had an Avatar panel that I didn't get into. Um, DC was doing some stuff. DC and Marvel were doing stuff, but it was more like comic book specific.
Okay.
Hmm.
So like there were still panels going on. informative or like entertainment. It was just that I was really looking for the heavy hitters for my first time.
Gotcha.
Fair.
I'll
Okay.
say that I would. I'm not gonna say that I would never do it again. I think I would do it again. Preparing ahead of time, though, like Foop said, is gonna be your biggest thing. Prepare ahead of time. Know what you want to do. Don't walk around for an hour like we did. Then sit down and
Yeah,
figure out what's going on at the
because
convention that you currently at. Right.
it took us a minute to even find where the registration was.
Man, that's
And
what I'm saying.
so, and
I
the
wish they would have
people,
had signs for that or something.
they had a sign. We just didn't realize that was the sign. You remember they had them signs hanging from the ceiling, but we didn't know we had to go up the escalator to actually get there.
Because
Y'all
we
just
was
looking at
walking in,
the
they was
sign,
directing people into the exhibition hall. They go this way, go
I
this
think
way.
it was.
So we,
I think it's because of the part that we walked into, because they have multiple entrances to the convention center, and I think we picked the one that was like, we just picked the first entrance, and unfortunately, that was the entrance to the exhibition hall.
yeah.
So last question: what all did y'all buy?
I bought 2 Funkos, 2 posters, Attack on Titan mystery box, and I think that's it.
Pretty tame.
I had to be a little careful because I knew I was going to Dreamcon after that, and my bags were stuffed because I realized I had broke my bigger suitcase was broke, so I had to bring my smaller ones. So I didn't buy anything at Comic Con. I did enjoy looking around it with the stuff that they had. I got like a mystery box from Hoop, but that's about it.
Okay. Y'all were tamed.
And they were passing out free stuff too. Like I got the free Camp Half Blood shirt. There were some people outside promoting the Percy Jackson series. So if you were to follow them on Instagram, you got a free shirt. I did buy a Comic-Con shirt. That was it as far as things that I got specifically from the convention.
Yeah, got that too.
Not Answell, what is sword that you bought? Did you buy that there?
Oh yeah, I did get a sword. But we didn't get that from Comic Con.
We went to the beach, and you know how they sell stuff on the boardwalk.
Yeah.
So we ended up buying some stickers in those swords, and we got us some T-shirts made.
Yeah.
Okay. It seemed like I had a good time. I wish I would have went.
Yeah,
I wish I could have got tickets.
That was your fault. You showed up at 10 on the dot.
I was preloaded in there on another device, bro, and that stuff is not working for me. It was not working for me.
I was already there. So when they got me in, I got my tickets and I got on down. You decided to show up at 10 on the dot, like 100K people not trying to go to this convention.
Half of these websites, they do like a random line setup where even though you're in the queue, they're going to randomly place you in line so it don't be mattering.
Yeah.
Like,
if that's what you want to blame it on.
They do.
I don't think that's a blame.
That's what Dreamcon did. If you get there at 10, you get randomly placed like anybody who was there at 9:30.
I
don't know. I think you just go in order and it.
No,
and
they had a queue number for me.
Yeah.
I had a number in the queue.
Unless I'm confusing it with Dreamcon, because one of them was randomly placed. Because
Dreamcon wasn't randomly placed neither. Dreamcon had a queue.
I know for sure one of them was doing that.
When you buy the first tickets, they had us in a queue for like the initial tickets. Now the gold and the platinum release, they didn't have a queue. Random. That might have been what she was talking about. Because there was no.
Sure San Diego Comic-Con wasn't doing that with their line.
No, I was in a queue to get my tickets for San Diego Comic-Con.
So what I'm saying, if I remember correctly, you go into the waiting room, and then you're randomly placed in the queue. The queue goes in order, but when the queue isn't based on what time you logged onto the website, they randomly place you after that waiting room portion. That's what I remember, and that's what I'm referring to.
Well, it ain't feel random to me because I got in that joint and got out.
It's okay, Ryan.
I'm gonna try again. Hopefully, Marvel and them there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I would say, unless you just like a ride or die San Diego Comic-Con fan, I think I would wait and see how all these strikes and stuff go. in these negotiations and stuff, because next year may just be the same deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
These companies are already making contingency plans if the writers and actors don't come back. So
yeah,
Mhm.
so
We finna have AI actors.
mhm. Honestly,
man,
Hey,
just give me. I
I
don't
watch
know.
mostly anime now anyway, so it ain't
That's
affecting
that's
me
that's
much.
all
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like the animation sector and anime is about to go dumb until they go on strike. Now, when them animators go on strike, then
No,
it's
I'ma
real
cry.
it's reality TV city.
all, all I'm gonna say is Japan and America, because them mangakas going through it. Forget payment,
Uh,
them folks'
no,
bodies getting destroyed.
did you see the people who came out who did Into the Spider-Verse who was talking about their working conditions?
Mm.
It is no different.
Oh yeah.
It is
Man,
no different.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why, like, they came out and was like, they were just basically spilling the beans about why versions of the movie look different, like their working conditions, like how they changed parts of the movie at like the last second.
Mm.
I ain't taking it away from, but I'm saying it is a trend for mangakas to get back issues, arthritis, and bodies breaking down from all that
Well,
work.
the mangakas might not go on strike, but
They need to.
them animators in America might.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Everybody might go on strike, and we gonna have to start watching reruns.
I'm
that's how
fine
you
with
get stuff
that.
done. That's how you get stuff done.
I'm perfectly fine with watching reruns. I have no problems going back and watching the old Avatar. I have no problems going back and watching Insecure. I
I'm gonna
have
make my
no
own
problems.
avatar. I'm gonna do voiceovers. Well, we got some comments. The Dark Sage just joined in. He said, "What's up? What's up, Sage?" His comment said, "Y'all left me. No more breaks." The wild. This is what's wild is that Sage was not at Dreamcon. How are you a Texas resident and you did not make it to Dreamcon?
And they had day passes.
Well, they didn't announce that until
That's
like the day before.
I was just about to say that. Like, they came like 2 days before talking about they got day passes, and then it's like, okay, that's great, but like, unless you really got it like that, ain't nobody finna pack up and drive down to Austin for a day pass.
So you should have let us sneak them in. Other folks will get in there without badge checks.
They will.
We gonna get into
We
it.
are we ready to get into this?
I was just about to say it, Ralph. I was just about to say it. But before we get into the DreamCon conversation, if you are just now joining the stream, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like this video if you're on YouTube. And if you're watching this on Facebook, please like the video. And if you're watching this on Twitch, make sure to give us a follow. Make sure to check out our social media pages. Give us a follow too if this is your first time checking out the mob. And with that being said, we got one more comment from the Dark Sage. He said he works every day. Plus, I had the plan for me and my girl to come down to Austin. Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. So after San Diego Comic-Con, the next weekend was DreamCon. The full mob was there. So if you saw us, that's what's up. But let's go ahead and get into it. So before we get into dislikes, what was everybody's overall experience with DreamCon 2023? I know this was Antoine's first time going to DreamCon, period. And for me, Ryan and Ralph, this was our second time going.
I think Antoine should go first.
Yeah.
I will say, the kind of the general consensus of what most people like about DreamCon. It was the vibe. It's more people that look like us. So I believe the first day when I went in the exhibit hall, there was music playing and there were people kind of just in a dance circle, and they were just vibing. And
Yeah.
I was like, this is kind of nice. This is especially coming from Comic Con. I was like, wow, this is a completely different feel. And I appreciated that. I was like, okay, this is cool. This is I'm with my people. I'm with my people right now. Overall, it I enjoyed the experience. I enjoyed the experience. There are a lot of things to complain about, but I do. I think I appreciate the fact that they're building this. They're building this up, and I'm one that can be patient. I think it can get better over time. So
Mhm.
overall, I'm grateful. I'm still, with all the complaints, I'm still glad that I went. I had a good time. I wish I could have done more. I didn't get to sit in any of the I may have sent in like one, um maybe like one panel because of the lines, but so I wish I would have got more out of that. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
We live and we learn.
Sage said catching flights and working is a different kind of grind.
My
Hey,
man out here
Look,
grinding
you
and
see,
hey,
getting it.
Sage
you see
definitely
he
missed it when
multitasking.
he hopped in here the first time, and he was like, "Dog, is you at the airport?"
Look, look, Sage. You see, he multitasking. He live for his podcast at the
Got to.
airport. He in it.
Full
That's
He in it.
podcast with a
that's
selfie stick and
dedication.
everything.
Found,
That's
found some good
dedication.
lighting
I
and
wanted to be in
everything.
this live. I wanted to-
He said, "Y'all gonna see me."
Look,
Oh my
I like
goodness.
that.
But okay, so we got Antoine, first timer coming through. Who wants to go next?
I'll agree with Antoine, but to add on to it, I feel like that is the number one for everybody. Going to DreamCon feels like going back to an HBCU homecoming and celebrating the fact that y'all are all nerds and got similar interests. But my favorite thing, honestly, was the events and the panels. The cabaret, anime court, the cosplay contest, and I went to another one where it was basically like Jeopardy for Do You Know Your anime facts.
Mm-hmm.
And the exhibit hall also carried really well this year. I got a lot of things. I wish they had more Funkos. That's just a personal thing. But I loved it. I loved it. I very much enjoyed myself. I know we're going to get into the things that they can do better, but I definitely see DreamCon being a recurring summer event for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to go next, Ralph?
Yeah, I can go next. I would say the things that I liked most about DreamCon, seeing new cosplays was a big one. Seeing people in other than the typical Akatsuki, One Piece. I saw some from Dead by Daylight. I saw a couple from Zom 100. I saw a couple from just a lot of assortment of animes. It wasn't just your typical animes that you would just everyday see. People were branching out in different areas. So I would say that was a great sight to be able to see any things. Also being able to meet a few of my streamer friends. Shout out to Boogie. I was able to get a good picture with her, be able to talk to her, hang out with her for a little bit. So that was fun. We also got to meet Kira again, right? That's her name. Yeah.
Yep, Room Full of Blerds.
From Room Full of Blerds. We was able to have an interview with her. Please go check that out whenever y'all have opportunity. Food was able to do that interview, and it seemed like it was a good interview. It was very fun. The overall experience of DreamCon was nice. Karaoke was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was a big one. And like Ryan and Antoine said, it's very much like going to, your everyday Saturday barbecue for a family reunion or a homecoming. Like
Mhm.
it's just nothing but good vibes, good energy. People didn't come with BS, thank God. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I would have to agree with all three of you guys. I think my biggest thing about DreamCon that I always love, whether I have a good experience or a bad experience, is just the black joy of it. You see a lot of these conventions, and like when I went to San Diego Comic Con, like there was a lot of people there, but it wasn't a lot of people that looked like us that was
Yeah.
there. So DreamCon, and with it being 20K people this year, and majority of that 20K was just black people who enjoy anime, gaming, cosplaying. Like that's what's up.
Yeah.
Like being
Yeah.
able to be in that environment and just adding that black culture swag to some of the cosplays that we were seeing. Like I saw a girl who cosplayed as Bowser, and she had on her heel
She
boots.
was cold. She was cold.
That
Yeah,
Hey, that
she
costume was
had
nice.
her cape
She was
on.
nice. She
Uh, I saw one girl had cosplayed as Peach, but she did the Mario Kart fit. And I was
Yeah,
like,
a couple of those.
you see the creativeness and the culture embedded into these events, like just going in some of the panels. Like I didn't get to attend some of the ones that I really wanted to go to, but like anime versus going back and forth with the theme songs, the game shows and stuff that they did, like being able to express the things that we enjoy and then make them and then embed them into like the fandoms and stuff that we like. Like that's one of
Mhm.
my favorite things about um DreamCon. Um and then the panel that I did get to go to was a Crunchyroll panel where there were some black people who work for Crunchyroll that was coming, sharing their experience, giving insight on how to get into the anime industry, of like not just watching it on your screen, but how to actually get involved and things like that. And I feel like DreamCon is a big networking thing,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like to get into those areas. Like if you never knew that, oh, how do I work for Crunchyroll and stuff like that, and then you see people that look like you working for these major companies, and then they're giving you insight on how to get into that. Like that's mega props to
Yeah.
DreamCon for just like for what it stands for and the opportunities that it gives to content creators or people who are just going to have fun. Like you got to
I,
give them that.
I do like that you hit on that note because it feels like if you're an up and coming content creator or you just want to have fun, it's like it's enough for both of y'all. Like you got folks putting your own game, you got folks who just want to have fun, and y'all just mesh really well together. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Another panel that they had, Studio Maho is did a preview for an anime that they have coming out. So like opportunities like that you wouldn't normally, you wouldn't normally get at like Anime Expo or San Diego Comic-Con. Like
Right.
you could go to DreamCon as a black animating anime company and get to show people what you've been working on this whole time, or even like podcast groups who were recording live episodes in front of like a bunch of people that they never met. They don't know if these people have listened to them previously or not, but like to just go out there and get that exposure.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would say it was nice.
And RDC made some big announcements too. Mark finna be working with Jordan Peele.
Issa
The art
Rae.
the
Mhm.
RDC anime about to come out. Well, the way they used the word anime, it almost sounded like he was talking about a manga, but I'm not sure.
It's an anime. I watch.
Okay.
If you guys watch the OVA for Anime House that they put out, they showed some frames from the
Okay.
anime.
Ooh, I gotta
I
watch that.
haven't
It
watched the
was during
recent
that
one.
outro scene.
Yeah.
Okay, I skipped the outro scene. I need to go back and watch it. Oh, 'cause once I watched Anime House and Mark was like, "Thank you for watching," I was like, "Okay, you
Once
welcome."
Mark get
Now,
on that
wow.
hole and say, "What's up, y'all?"
Like, bye. I'll come back later for the next episode.
I actually watched it this time because he makes a lot of announcements, and I figured that he was gonna say some follow up stuff from DreamCon, and one of the follow ups was the Dark Lights anime that they're working on, and they showed a couple seconds from that.
Okay.
Nice.
Did it look good from what you saw?
So it's a rough draft, so it's kind of like the storyboarding. So it's
Mhm.
not
Okay.
like it's not polished,
Okay.
but it's enough to where you can get an idea of what this anime is supposed to be about, what the characters in this anime is gonna look like, what their power sets and stuff looks like. So
Mhm.
it gives you a good sneak peek of what to expect from it. So
So does it? I have one question. So does it remind you of any other anime that you've ever watched, or do you see like inspirations from other animes in it?
I didn't pay too much attention to be like, oh, this reminds me of so and so. But I will say that it looked, based on the anime that I've watched, it did stand out. Like the art style, how the characters look, like it looked unique to them.
Okay.
I I will say though, without going too much on a tangent, that is interesting when you think about it. Like now that anime's getting bigger, more people in America are going to be adopting the traditions from framing manga panels and the culture of anime. I wonder how it's going to be looking. We got My Hero is basically a love letter to American comics, but from the anime perspective. I wonder what's going to happen when more American people start making their own versions of manga and anime.
I think
We'll
that could be
see.
nice.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
But swinging it back to DreamCon, so we all shared our overall experience. So let's get into I guess let's get into our favorite moments. Let's bring all the positive to the stream before we get into the what we learned, lessons learned, and what we can work on. So let's go around and what was you guys' favorite panel, memory, interaction from DreamCon 2023? Ron smiling. I already know what he's gonna say.
I already know.
He gave that perfect ass smile. I already know.
Listen, bro.
No, ain't no listen. There is no listen.
We know what you're
There is
say.
no listen.
We know.
But the folks watching may not know. Listen, bro. There's this group of people, and they call themselves the Otaku Cabaret, and they had an event called the Anime Cabaret. It was 18 plus. I'm gonna be real. My vocabulary isn't the most distinguished, so I didn't even know what cabaret was. But I saw dancers engrossed in cosplay and paraphernalia, swinging on poles, and I was like, poles and dancing. I know what that is.
Strip club.
So,
He said pole, dancing.
And let me tell y'all, I went there in the line because it was at like 6 o'clock at 8 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock at night, and y'all, the line wrapped around the entire floor in the convention center. When I say it was easily like 1,000 people in line, not even joking with y'all. The only reason I got in was because I saw one of my little brother's friends from his high school and college, and I was like, "Look, I know you." He looked at me, he was like, "Get up here." And they was in the very front, bro. I got front row seats.
The crazy thing about that whole event is that the description said that it was going to be dancers in cosplays. Some of them girls went in cosplay.
No, they weren't.
Unless they were
Ryan.
Ryan.
I think I saw one that had an ass catcher. That was it. Ass catcher hat. This cosplay.
Yeah. Did you see her Charmander and Squirtle?
They had on colored bikinis and pieces.
No. A bunny suit is a cosplay. One girl's dressed as Bulma in her bunny suit. Y'all gotta give them.
Well, you ain't show us that video. You showed us the video when the girl ain't have nothing at all. Unless she was cosplaying a stripper. She wasn't cosplay.
The clothes came off. That's the thing. Y'all gotta watch the first 5 seconds of the video. Y'all didn't see that part. But hey, regardless of what they saying.
It gave strip club.
It definitely gave strip club.
It was
DreamCon after dark.
It was an elegant show, but bro, the cosplays was dope. Shout out to Pokemon Girl because Shawty came out there dressed as Ash Ketchum, threw some Pokeballs and came out with some Squirtle and Charmander strippers, and they were cold. They had them skills, bro.
Now that video was like okay. That video was like okay.
Yeah.
But that one specific video you showed us.
Listen,
yeah.
So Shawty, y'all talking about she was a guest, and she's a model from other platforms. So that was like a networking opportunity for her. But she showed out too.
She could have showed up in some cosplay. She could have put on a the usual schoolgirl outfit, made outfit, and came out and did something.
Right.
I feel like for y'all to not have experienced it in person, you just didn't get that energy that I was getting from a front row view. And they were very creative. They had the cuck chair, and one guy, it was like so I'm gonna end it here. The cuck chair, you pay $100 to sit in a chair, and you be up there with the dancers, and you get like a more public, personal experience. And this one dude got up, and this is why I love the vibe of DreamCon. Everybody was cheering him on. It was like a march to like your final fight or something. Like we cheering on Floyd Mayweather going into his final fight. Like everybody like cuck chair, and it was crazy, bro. And he was still throwing money. Buddy had money. It was a fun event. Otaku Cabaret, y'all cold. I had a blast. We was lit in there.
It's just hilarious that we knew that your favorite memory is gonna be the strip club. We knew that. That's
We all made a consensus in our head. That's who was
I'm
gonna
not.
say that.
I'm not mad at it. It's
I ain't
just
mad
that
at it either.
I ain't mad at it.
Are strip clubs not a pillar of hip hop culture? Well, at least Atlanta-based hip hop culture, Southern hip hop culture. I feel like that's representation at Dreamcon, and I appreciate it.
Your pop culture.
Okay.
You reached in and you
Okay.
pulled something
I
out,
You
can't
man.
yeah.
even
You
defend
you
it right
reached in
now.
that. You reached in that bucket. You reached
The
in that
cosplay,
bucket.
the cosplay contest was my second favorite. It was great. I saw some dope cosplays. I recorded
The
that too.
videos that I saw from the cosplay contest was dope. The girl, the Wonder Woman girl who had the
She was
lasso of
so,
truth.
and
And
it
then
turned on when she spun it and everything. Like she
yeah,
came in with it off, and I was like, okay, that's fire. That's fire.
that was cold. My only thing about some of those events with them being like late at night, I think like at some point I was kind of conventioned out. And then it was like, do I sit here and wait all these hours for these events to start? Or do I want to go back to the Airbnb?
Our problem was that we had just came back from Comic Con, no nonstop. We ain't really getting no break. So by the time I give
Yeah.
you that, by the time we got to DreamCon, I was like, look, if they ain't doing it in the day, I ain't doing
I
it.
was like, because it's like 3:00 and they talking about the cosplay contest started at 6. Y'all, what I'm finna do for the next 3 hours? I didn't walk around the exhibition hall twice.
I think we messed up by getting the Airbnb that was like 25 minutes away.
That too, that also added to
Yeah.
it.
I definitely one of my lessons learned from DreamCon is if they put it back in Austin is to definitely find somewhere
Near
closer.
downtown.
So like if it is 3:00, I don't have anything else I want to do, but I want to go to this cosplay contest at 6. I walk to the room, chill out for a minute, and then just zip back in the DreamCon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Y'all do need time to decompress if y'all was to do that again, where y'all do 2 in a row.
I'm not doing that again.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not doing.
Yeah.
I'm not doing San Diego Comic Con and DreamCon back to back. Like
Mm-mm.
it was a good idea.
It was a good. I think we all think
it was a good idea.
but I ain't doing that no more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man,
Who hasn't went yet? Can I go?
I was the only one who went about
Ron's the
favorite
only one
event.
who went.
Oh.
What were we saying? What was the favorite thing?
Yeah, what was your
Mhm.
favorite memory interaction?
I think when I first got there, because you guys were there before me, I went in the line. The line was already wrapped around the building, and you guys were telling me about a separate line. So I met this girl. She had gotten the line behind me, and I was like, my friend's telling me about another line, and they saying it might be shorter. And she was like, "Oh, word for real? I'm gonna give you my number, so I'm gonna go check out the line, and I'm gonna text you, and I'm gonna let you know if the line's shorter." And she did. She texted me. She said, "Oh, you need to come over here right now. We moving.
Oh, that's clutch.
Almost in the building." I was like, "Okay, this is already a good vibe." I'm like, "So,
But you see stuff like
It's the
that would
vibe.
only
It's
happen at DreamCon.
That's
Hey,
would
bro,
only happen
let me
at
get your number
DreamCon."
right quick. I'm gonna go check it out, and I'm gonna just hit you up, and then
Yeah.
we'll
And-
convene at this line.
And we met inside. She was like, "Oh, you in? Okay, cool, bet. All right, see you around." I was like, "This is it. This is the con right
They
here."
sure gonna do that one. They
That's
sure
dope.
gonna do that at San Diego Comic Con.
Nah.
That's love though. That's
Fine.
love though.
That's straight
That's
love.
real
Yeah.
love right there.
Yeah,
So,
Oh man.
definitely
my first experience upon arrival was like my best memory for that.
the camaraderie. Definitely.
Oh boy.
My
You go ahead, Food.
I was just gonna say my favorite memory day one was walking in the exhibit hall and like how Antoine was saying earlier, they had a whole dance circle DJ in the exhibition hall and they was
Yes.
getting down.
They
And I was
was.
like, I don't know if this the food court, the exhibition hall, or if this
The
the
dance
party.
room.
If this the party. Like I think if I had to give them any props for the exhibition hall for this year, because I did like the one last year better than this one this year. The dance area, putting the DJ in there, having the music playing, like having the different type of vibes going on. I think that was really dope for what this convention represents.
Okay.
Having the food spots indoors was dope too. I
Yeah.
gotta give them that. That was
Yeah.
That was good.
I would say some better food spots though.
Oh yeah, I feel you. I know we're going to get into it, but they definitely need to get more mainstream. Like they need like Subway or Chick-fil-A in the food hall or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Sage asked, "Did you meet that Soul Dude food? The guy on Twitter that makes the merch." I did. Get
Yeah,
to chop
we
it up with
did.
Soul King for a little bit.
Shout out to him. He got some good merch.
Yeah, I bought the Chainsaw Man hoodie, the poster hoodie that he was selling. I had to go ahead and get that because the video that he posted on Twitter where his booth was basically wrapped around, I was like, I'm so glad that I got there when I did and went ahead and got my stuff and left. Because they was wrapped around his booth trying to get merch. Second thing I heard, folks was stealing people clothes.
I saw that too.
One
Someone got
dude
their
said,
whole bag snatched up.
yeah, somebody said they bought a Zorro hoodie. Somebody stole a Zorro hoodie. So he
And
went
then
back and bought another one.
Oh wow.
So not only was his stuff in high demand at Dreamcon, they was stealing.
And this hoodie cold. I feel so bad. This like a $70 hoodie.
As he pulls out Jersey and the hoodie.
Made of silk with the silk inside.
With the silk inside.
Let's talk about this. This is why we need more black people in more industries because ain't nobody doing this.
Yeah.
Nobody goes this far to make sure that your hood ain't stripping oils out of your hair. I rock with this, bro.
That's nice. That's nice.
That's class.
The only thing
Ain't the only person that do that though.
yeah.
But
He's
not
not,
too many,
but
not
you know.
too many people do that.
Yeah.
That's not like a mainstream thing. You know what I'm saying?
Because them
Mhm.
Hyper hoodies sure ain't got no silk in it.
Yeah.
Look, Nike ain't got no hoodies with no silk in it.
No, just the Hyperlin, but they hoodies don't have that kind of detail in it. But
They ain't have a table knowing we would have wanted to buy their merch. Jordan should have did better with that.
Hyperlin should have showed up outside with that Sonic pop-up that he did in LA. That outside part that they had the anime cars was so empty. They had some cars out there, but that was the only thing. If he would have put that Sonic pop-up out there, he would have had it.
Yeah.
He would have had it.
If Jordan had a table in there for Hypeland, it would have been his table would have been just as long as Oh My Senpai, Soul King, and Anime Gear Guru. That would have been like the pillars of the entire exhibit hall right there.
Yeah. The funny thing about it though is that everything that Soul was selling I already had, and it was like, I'll get this hoodie though.
I own anything else, but I get this hoodie. It's all right.
I'll get this hoodie. But I bought me a bonnet from Oh My Senpai. I bought some tie-dye shirts from. They didn't really have a lot of clothing vendors like they did last year. Like Ralph was looking for the anime people.
Yeah.
That just had the manga panels with the character on those white shirts.
From last year, I was looking for them too. Yeah,
they weren't there. There was another vendor that did like Pokemon puns with like different brands that I had bought some shirts from last year. I didn't see them, so they had a lot of people like selling like, posters, swords. Like they were selling some cool stuff. But y'all know me, like I'm a clothes person.
I didn't expect to see all those sword vendors though. There was like 3 of them, and they were huge.
There were a lot of sword vendors. I also was disappointed about the clothes thing, but yeah, there were a lot of sword vendors. I had no space for any of that, so I didn't even look that way. I didn't even want to get.
I was stuffing t-shirts in my carry-on bag. The impulsive side of me was like, bye, you giving it to Ryan anyway. He gonna ship it. Bye. Bye. Which is the reason why I have most of the stuff that I have. Like I bought the Dreamcon shorts that they were selling. As far as merch, I bought a shirt. I bought those 2 shirts. I bought the hoodie. I bought a couple posters, and I just gave it all to Ryan. And I was like, just let me know how much it costs, and I got you.
We got it mailed out, and I found you the best deal I could.
Yeah,
I found you the best deal I could.
So like, but I did like the exhibition hall last year better than I did this year. I don't know if it was just like the amount of space that they had, they just couldn't put a lot of vendors in there. I don't know if it was just some vendors based on the dates, because they did change the dates from last year to this year. I don't know if that conflicted with some of the vendors. Like if they're going to multiple conventions around this time, I don't know if that conflicted with another convention
Yeah.
going on. And the fact that they dedicated a section of the exhibition hall to a DJ booth, I wonder if that took up some of the space where they could have put some more booths in there as well.
It's a few things, because like I reached out to Kahasuk. I don't know how to pronounce the name, the one I got my wall art from, and he was like, it just interfered with other cons and he didn't have time to even make it to Dreamcon.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That maybe they had some conflict. So I didn't mind it being in Austin. I think my biggest complaint is, and we can go ahead and get into
Wait.
Oh, I forgot.
Favorite memory.
Wait.
Sorry, Ralph. I apologize.
Are you good? Antoine didn't even go, did he?
Antoine went first.
He went second.
Oh, yeah, you
both
went
y'all,
first.
Both y'all memory sucks.
Man, listen.
What's in y'all cups right now, bro?
Water.
Ain't got no cup.
I'm tired from work, but I would say my favorite thing from the convention was probably the exhibit hall. Being able to see all the Funko Pops that they did have there. They even had a lot more Lego stuff as well.
They had Legos in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had.
They had a Lego stand near where the Funko Pops were. It was right to the right.
It wasn't a Lego vent. It wasn't a Lego vendor. It was selling them.
People that had Lego sets.
Oh, I did see those Legos.
Yeah.
Okay. Did y'all see they was doing double dutch in there? No,
Yeah.
that's peak.
Cosplay
that was nice. But yeah, being able to see a couple of vendors. I did meet this lady. I forgot her Instagram name, but I will put it on the comments after this live recording. But she sells, her and her daughter make earrings, and when I say they pretty much look like is it Mr. FC or Mischief FC company that sell like the anime earrings and stuff that we see all the way. They pretty much make those but by hand, and they're a lot cheaper. And when I say she had 60 plus, it was anime, it was gaming, it was Pokemon. Like it was an assortment. It wasn't just one typical thing, or like the typical DBZ, Naruto, Akatsuki, One Piece. It wasn't just those. Like they had an assortment, and that was a good price. It was $17 per earring compared to Mischiefs. I think they sell $30 for one earring. So I would say check them out after I make that comment about them. Okay, they have good prices.
And I want to shout out that vendor who had the kimono / Hayoris, the one that I got. He was cold, and he had a lot of great designs, and I loved them all. I would have got more if I didn't spend too much money.
Yeah.
Well, we just said our good graces.
Now we gotta get
into. Now it's time to get into the nitty gritty.
I ain't even gonna cap. I took notes. I was like, because for the survey, because I knew they was gonna drop a survey that said,
"Gonna let you go first."
Y'all want to do that? I got 12 points.
I would say my complaints are basically what everybody's been complaining about since the convention ended. That suggestion box channel in Dreamcon has been up since the convention ended. Let's just go ahead and break this down, and if you guys have any more talking points, let's go add this in. The first thing I want to talk about is the gold badge. Let's just talk about the badges. Let's just go ahead and get that out the way. The only thing that gold badge did for me was get me to the front of the line for registration, and I was able to get my badge, get registered and stuff in less than 30 minutes.
Those gold and platinum badges did not have value They did not have value until after they shut down that RSVP system. And then some panels started saying, oh, if you got gold and platinum, here's a different line, because they did that for the cosplay contest. But for that extra $100 you paid, and you did not have a special line, you didn't have special events, you didn't have priority with the RSVP system, honestly, you would have been better off getting a regular badge.
The
especially if
platinum
this was your
people
first
said
time.
they only had one event. They were told that they would have multiple platinum exclusive events, and it was only one. And I believe it was on Sunday, the last day of the convention.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. They gave us a chill room or whatever, like a relaxation room.
They said
but
they
it
chill
wasn't
room want all that.
it wasn't any different from the original one, except that it had dim lights. I sat in there for a few minutes. That's the only difference.
Yeah, they got the money with that one. They got my money with that.
They got some money.
They
Yeah,
got
they
a
my
lot of
with
money.
that.
Like there were a lot of people walking
And
around
when I
with gold
find them,
bags.
trust they will be dope.
Here's what need to happen. Y'all got that money and y'all better reinvest it. It better be better.
My thing is that you talked about the RSVP system. Why was that even a thing to begin with? If you have people buying exclusive badges, then I feel like maybe it should have been understood that maybe we should have different lines based on tiers.
Yeah.
And when you run out of room, you just ran out of room. Like it's the same thing they did at San Diego Comic-Con. Yes, we are going to try to get as many people into this panel or this event as possible. When we run out of room, we just ran out of room because they weren't scanning. What I heard was that they weren't scanning those QR codes on those apps for the RSVPs. And when they did try to do it, they weren't checking to see who RSVP for the event anyway. And then when they just removed it completely, it was done. It was wraps.
But that and what you just said leads into like 2 or 3 different complaints. But the thing is, if it worked, if they planned ahead, and instead of volunteers, they had professionals actually checking in your app, the RSVP system was a good concept.
But
it wasn't connected to our badges, though.
Yeah.
Wasn't connected to our badges. And my thing is, I got a gold pass. Why am I RSVPing for anything?
Well, even then, if they made it to where like gold and platinum gets priority, like, oh, the first 100 out of 400 seats are dedicated to gold and platinum. Even if 1,000 regular tickets try to RSVP, this is isolated for gold and platinum. Something like that would be dope. And then if say it don't fill up, then more gold and platinums could walk in and get those seats, but they didn't do that.
Yeah.
It was a great concept.
It was basically a free for all.
Exactly.
Basically. When the app started crashing and they just ripped out the whole thing from under everybody, it was a free for all.
Mm-hmm.
The way they was lining up, because on Saturday I wanted to go to the Family Feud event between RDC World and AMP. Mm-hmm. Folks was lined up at that door at 10 a.m. The event didn't start till 1. Then midway between 10 a.m. and 1 o'clock, they ripped out the reservation system, so it didn't matter anyway.
And folks are cutting lines. Folks are bulldozing them lines.
Yeah.
Especially them late night events where everybody was in there. It didn't matter if you was in line. I even looked at one line. I was talking to the folks behind me. I said, are we finna jump to the front? Because I see a whole crowd building up at the door. Is there a point in this? And they was like, are you going to do it? I was like, might as well. It's first come, first serve. And
I've heard of some people, like, the way they were, like, trying to bum rush. Like, some people were talking about they almost got trampled over and stuff like that. And that's, at that point, it's dangerous. Like, yeah, we're trying to get into this event, but when y'all start pushing and shoving and about to hurt people just to see Family Feud, like, come on, y'all, it's getting a bit extreme.
Yeah. And that goes into the next big complaint, and that's, y'all are big now. Y'all went from 9,000. Y'all went from 3,000, 6,000, 9,000 to 20,000. Y'all need security and y'all need professionals. I'm sorry. I know we want volunteers and folks have a good time. No, y'all got enough money. If I go to an event and I feel like I can't get my ass beat when I look at the security guards and the volunteers there, that means there's no security. That means there isn't any security. If I feel like I can run in and won't nobody stop me, that's not good security, especially for a 20,000 person event.
Yeah.
Like how they was talking about San Diego Comic-Con, folks managing the lines. You can't get no volunteers to do that. You need professionals.
Well,
You
it
need folks with
was.
a system and microphones and everything in there.
So those people were volunteers.
Yeah.
Well, they need training.
What I
Dreamcon.
saw, a good suggestion that I saw when I was at the airport leaving Dreamcon is that a good suggestion somebody had was don't let first time convention goers be volunteers.
That too.
Yeah.
Because you have some people, this is their first convention and you trying to work it. So then it's like you don't really, yes, you're doing your job. You're doing what they told you to do, but you're not familiar with this environment. And then plus it's 20K people here. And this is your first time trying to manage something.
Hey guys, I'm gonna jump out.
Peace, Antoine.
Peace.
All right, peace out, y'all.
Peace and love.
But like, say if this was somebody they went to DreamCon last year, so they kind of get the vibe of how this works. Or even somebody who's been to multiple conventions and they volunteer, then it's kind of like, okay, I can, even if this doesn't go the way they explained it to me, I know enough about conventions that I can innovate and make this a bit more organized or make this a bit more enjoyable to the people who are around me instead of me standing there and looking crazy in the face because this is my first time at DreamCon and it's 20,000 people yelling at me trying to get into an event.
Right.
And they can do it because you know what? I don't know if other people got to see something like this, but when I was at the cosplay line, that was when they actually gave gold and platinum priority in lines. And there was like 4 volunteers. They didn't know what to do. And some dude who looked like a security guard came up and he was organizing. He was like, hey, I need y'all to stand out here, organize the line. My 2 minions, they're going to stand in this line and that line, make sure don't nobody jump in. And he got them together. The cosplay was the most organized event with 1 security guard. And that's what I mean. All y'all need is a security detail of like, 10 to 20 people? Place them in great areas, put them on payroll so they can do their job. That's all you need. That's really all you need.
And don't even one thing that I noticed at San Diego Comic-Con is that they had security guards just in walkways. Like
exactly.
It wasn't like security guards posted. There were security guards posted at like panels, like in front of like the exhibition hall, like in the big stage areas. But they also just had people that were standing in like the hallways, like where you trying to go, or traffic is moving this way, or I need you to move to the right side so some people can walk down this way. Like I definitely agree that it definitely should have been more security.
Yeah, the security from last year's DreamCon, they was on it.
But that was like, what was that? 6,000 people?
Yeah,
9,000 last year.
I thought I saw 6,000.
I think that was the year before.
Regardless, they was on it.
Mm-hmm.
They was on their stuff. This year, it felt very lax.
The only security guard I saw was the one that looked in my bag when I walked through that metal detector. And I'm being dead serious.
And even then, a lot of people said they got in and their badge was in their pockets, and they saw people without badges coming in.
I heard that too.
Yeah.
There were, based on what metal detector you went through, they said there was a lady that was like, show me your badge, I need to see it. And then one line was just like, okay, you went through the metal detector, have fun at DreamCon.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't checking. They weren't checking in the hotel either.
Oh, not at all. The hotel didn't check for nothing.
Now, I think that definitely was a safety risk that anybody could have walked in that hotel and stuck their way into a panel or any part of DreamCon, and you wouldn't know because the only place y'all doing the metal detector stuff was in the convention center.
And that's the thing. I think they need more than metal detectors. I think, like, tell me if this is how San Diego Comic-Con works. But like when you go to Disney World, your badge or your wristband actually has like a scanner code on it to let you know like
so we had to scan in right at the door. Right at the door. You got to have one. Let me say, this is how San Diego Comic-Con went. When you're walking on the street to the convention center, at a certain point, there are 2 men standing right there. You haven't even stepped into the walkway to get into the door. There's 2 men saying, I need to see your badge. And if I don't see your badge, you need to turn around.
I like that.
And then once you show them their badge and you let them through, then you get to the doors and you have to scan your badge on this thing. And if they don't hear that noise, if they don't see that color, for that day it's supposed to be, oh, you finna get out of here. It's done.
And that's exactly what DreamCon need. They need that at the entryways, and that's another way to monitor panels when trying to get folks who got gold and platinum priority. They need that.
Yeah. The other thing, my other complaint is that I don't know if they knew this beforehand or not, but some of the sizes of those panel rooms was
Terrible.
awful. 20K people, and some of the rooms can only hold to like 40 people, and that's when they were squished. Ralph, Antoine, and Tom tried to go to an HBCU Geeks panel that they were having. I looked in that room and I swear it was like 40 people in there. Not only was it 40 people, they were squished together. So you force this 40 people into this room.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's hard for me to even know how to fix that, because the panel rooms, did they have like separators? Like, you know how in convention centers they'll have like a sliding.
I mean,
some of them was rooms.
Yeah.
Now maybe the bigger ones could have been what you were talking about, where it can be
they got those dividers
if you wanted to, or we'll put a divider in and now it's 2 rooms.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, because the only way you can really fix that is, one, have less panels so that they can take advantage of the bigger rooms, or get an even bigger space. And that's why I kind of feel bad about that complaint, because I'm complaining about that as well, but it's kind of like, you don't know which panel is going to fill up, not all the time at least.
Well,
And
I mean, like, my thing is with 20K people being there, I was running into the issue that even when I showed up early for the panel, it was full because there's just so many people.
That is true.
And on top of that, let's get into the fact that we are at DreamCon. This is Black people. But I would say at least probably half have went to a HBCU, maybe less than that, but still, versus 20,000 people. That's a lot of people that have actually went to a HBCU, and they're having an HBCU panel. People are gonna go. People are want to go see what's going on.
And I also wonder, I don't know what the process is for like registering your panel. I wonder, I can see 2 sides of this. One side is that we're filling out the stuff for our panel, and they ask for how many people do you expect to be in this panel, and then that person just not knowing for real, they pick 40 people. So then boom, you just stuck with 40 people. The other side I can see is that, hey, we're at this hotel. These rooms are already set to fit a certain amount of people. So, you get what you get. Unfortunately, that just might mean you might not be able to get in there or not. But I definitely agree. I can't remember if it was Ron or Ralph who said this, that maybe they should have got somewhere that had bigger panel rooms and maybe spaced out the panels a bit better to provide traveling room. So if I'm leaving a panel, I have enough time to make it to the next panel, and just, big enough to where at least we can get a good amount of people in there.
Yeah.
And with the line control, I also think they need better signs. Like, just finding a panel room was hard, and then you probably walk past the same one 2 or 3 times before you notice that little small picket fence, nothing hanging over the walls, nothing saying panel rooms 1 through 5 are over here. Like, they had the map on the app, but then the app over here crashing, and you still got to walk through people and rush. So you know what I'm saying? You need some redundancy plans. Like, you need a major sign to say panel rooms 1 through 5, screening rooms 6 through 7 are over here, and it needs to be visible across the building. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because at the very least, that could organize people when getting in and out, and you could plan which panel you want to get to next easily.
Right.
Yeah. That's what baffled me. Sage made a comment. He said, I had a panel at DreamCon, but this is when it was smaller. In Arlington back then, it was too simple of a process. And I looked at that, and that just made me think about last year with it having that small amount of people. But what's weird though is that those panel rooms were bigger though. Even though it was a small amount of people, those panel rooms were bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just need to find they need to find a building, and they need to really have
I think they need an actual. I know they were at the Austin Convention Center, but I think they need something on the size of, I won't say San Diego Comic-Con because that's huge, but somewhere in the middle. somewhere in the middle between Austin Convention Center and the San Diego Convention Center is what they need to get into.
They probably need to get the big one in Dallas then.
And that's what I'm surprised about. I'm surprised because maybe they didn't see it coming, but they
Yeah.
essentially doubled their attendees. And let's just be real, they're getting more and more popular. Everybody talking about Dreamcon. I saw so many people who said randomly on Twitter, "Oh dang, I need to go to Dreamcon now. I didn't even know about this." So the attendees could double again. I would rather y'all have more than enough space than not enough, because even the Austin Convention Center, I walked around and there was a whole back portion that was not utilized. It wasn't blocked off either, but I'm like, why aren't y'all utilizing the rest of this space?
I wonder if it's maybe you have to pay for certain
Pay for the
pieces of the
rooms and
convention
stuff.
centers.
Yeah.
Well, they made money off us gold and platinum folks, so they
The
better pay
only
next year.
the grace that I would give them is that they're not stable yet.
Yeah.
So, like, we keep comparing this to San Diego Comic-Con, but San Diego Comic-Con has been doing this for years. They have an idea in their head that this range of people are going to come. We're going to have this amount of money to spend. We got all of these major IPs coming who are going to be sponsors, donors, etc. DreamCon has been growing since it started.
Yeah,
so they don't have a stable number.
And this is just year 5.
Right. So I could see it as, let's plan to make this bigger, but 20K people hit, and then it was like, we're kind of riding on they might have been riding on the edge with a couple things when they finally got the full number of how many people was going to be at this convention.
Yeah.
And that's why I think they need more professionals. I'm not saying they don't have any. I'm not saying John is just underqualified either. I'm not saying none of that. But now that y'all see that y'all have gotten big and y'all need people to address these concerns, y'all need to put some folks on payroll. Yeah, it's time to spend money. Y'all are major business at this point. Yeah. A major business, a major brand. Y'all need them folks.
Sage put out a good question. He said, but shouldn't you be able to get a good estimate of people once tickets sell out? I would say yes. My counter argument is the fact that they were selling day passes.
And I'm pretty sure they probably got a book before tickets actually go on sale.
That too.
Well, here's the thing. You can still project supply and demand. If they hire professionals, Walmart and other major companies been doing this stuff for years. You can hire somebody to predict demand, especially based on social media and your first set of ticket sales. They can predict all of that.
I wonder if maybe they just didn't predict that 20K people would buy tickets.
When you got a billboard in the middle of Waco, Texas saying, hey, scan this and get a day pass, you ain't planned for anything in the first place. You just letting it ride at that point. Because let's just be real. When I saw that, I wasn't hurt, but for y'all to say tickets sold out and you got a billboard in your city, I understand showing love to your city. Respect. But did you plan for the folks who's probably going to actually scan that and come up in there? No.
No.
You did not.
Yeah. I definitely think they should have sold out, should have meant sold out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sold out should have meant sold out.
Or at least have a good ticket exchange system. If someone can't go, let them give their ticket away. Don't give day passes.
Let's get to the next thing. Grotix. A lot of people have been complaining about Grotix. And I know we hate Ticketmaster. I won't say sell the tickets on Ticketmaster, but maybe we need to move to another third-party app or something that manages large events, manages concerts and stuff like that. Because the only time I've ever used Grotix is for DreamCon. Everything else I've done through Ticketmaster or some other third-party site that sells tickets for concerts.
Yeah. The only thing is, now that Ticketmaster getting sued by Taylor Swift and a few other folks, and they got a whole monopoly over SeatGeek and StubHub, I believe. If they work with Ticketmaster, they need to make sure it's not throttling prices. They not trying to base it on demand and all that other stuff. They need to make those agreements and put it in contract, because Ticketmaster will mess you up.
That's what I was saying. I'm not recommending they go to Ticketmaster, but if they go to some other third-party ticket service, or even I can't remember what third party they were using for the San Diego Comic-Con tickets, but it wasn't Grotix that they were using on the back end for the tickets. I don't know if it's a homegrown type system, or if they have a partnership with somebody. But
Yeah.
I definitely think they should get in on that.
I mean,
I know Golden Voice and Live Nation use a certain ticket system for their music festivals.
Hmm.
They just need to do some research. They just need to do some research and talk to some higher ups and who are professional, got experience.
yeah.
Yeah, because I would say that my initial ticket was fine. I had to wait in the queue, getting my ticket. You know, I ain't had too much issues with that. Where the issues happen is when those gold and platinum badges drop, and when there was no queue system, and they broke that out. They broke that website.
We somehow got lucky. I think I got in instantly and somehow got. I was so surprised.
Like the way that I kept having to restart this purchase, I was like, I get the tickets. Worst case scenario is that they didn't charge my card multiple times, and we just gonna have me and Wells Fargo just gonna have to discuss.
Have a long discussion.
We just gonna have to have a long discussion. But like, they broke that website.
Yeah. And another thing. This is another nitpick. Y'all are professional. Y'all need to mail them badges 3 weeks in advance.
Same thing.
Yeah, we do that. What's funny? We talked about panel space. That was a big room just for getting your tickets. That was a big space just for getting your tickets.
That definitely could have been
that could have been used for something else.
That was 3 or 4 panels in that space.
Because so it was filled up pre-registration. Yes, it was filled up because you had a lot of people that showed up for pre-registration. But when I had walked past that room, maybe Friday or Saturday, that joint was empty. It's just space. People sitting at tables.
Yeah.
You need to be able to order that ticket, order your badge. It need to be shipped in the mail 2 to 3 weeks in advance. And if you want to sell it or whatever, handle your business. But y'all, there's no reason why I need to be walking in here to get a badge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
we should be able to walk in and get started.
Exactly. Because you spending like an hour or two for the folks who didn't do pre-registration. Y'all saw how long that line just to get in?
Yeah.
You got to wait like 30 minutes to an hour to get in, and then you got to get your badge on day one? That's crazy talk.
And majority of the people was there for early registration.
Exactly. That's why I went through the hotel.
Yeah, but if you didn't know that. But definitely think they should find them a new ticketing system. I'm very glad that you brought up them mailing the badges. I think that would save them a lot of time on their end, because they can dedicate that workforce that they have just managing the line and making sure they can go to some other stuff that they got running around in the convention.
Right.
The only registration thing that we had to do at San Diego Comic-Con, because they mailed us our badges, we just had to go upstairs. They gave us the little bag to put our collectibles in, the little booklet for the map and stuff. They gave us a pen and a lanyard. And it was one little area, and the rest of that area was meet and greets, sit down at the table if you need to sit down, and a walkway.
And that's perfect. You see how much redundancy you set up just right there, a bag to hold everything in and a map. That alone is amazing. You see what I'm saying?
Those Dreamcon bags, that Hypeland Dreamcon tote bag, should have been free.
I mean,
they know it too.
It should have been free.
We got to comment that too.
Oh yeah. Say said Dreamcon really was a free event, and them tickets was for donations. It seems so.
It was, and I got one other minor nitpick. Dreamcon has a face. They are on the badges. I'm not the type of person who wants to follow behind content creators and meet them, but I am a little disappointed that RDC World was not more visible throughout the convention.
I saw that complaint too.
Yeah. Like, y'all got a face. A lot of people, let's just be honest, a lot of people are honestly here for them. So y'all are a team of like what, 6 dudes? That's how strong RDC is at this moment. Like 6.
They got more than 6.
They got more than 6.
They got more than 6 people.
However many it is, y'all need to 1 hour each day, each of y'all have a starting location where y'all just walking around from point A to point B. Let fans meet you. Mark over here, Leland over here, Dez over there. And because we here for, at the end of the day, a lot of people are here for them.
Exactly.
I ain't got to meet them, but let's just be real. We saw last year when it was like a whole army of people following behind Berleezy.
Right, Berleezy. We got to take a picture with King Vader. We got to take a picture with Jordan from Hypeland. Like,
I did see Jordan in person. He was at Soul King's table in the exhibit hall.
Okay. But I'm just saying, one complaint that I did see was that there wasn't enough meet and greets. Like, they had one meet and greet for meeting all these people, but like with you having 20K people, of course, all 20K people, if they wanted to meet RDC World, they not going to be able to based on the time slot that you gave them. Yeah. And of course, even on RDC's end, I'm not expecting Mark, Leland, and them to sit around for hours and meet 20K people.
Exactly. But that's why they just need to make a plan. Like, if all of y'all spread out and y'all got different corners, each of y'all got like one security guard, probably one of them little cliche signs. Hey, today I met Leland from RDC World. So folks can see you. Do it for an hour, just an hour each day. We know y'all got events. We know y'all busy. Hour each day. Set it for like 3 to 4 p.m. and then go handle y'all business with dodgeball and the basketball competitions.
Yeah. And I know they be doing stuff on the back end, like it's a certain image they have to keep up. Like they have all these sponsors, like they got sponsored by Twitch, they got sponsored by Crunchyroll, and I think
Viz Media was in there.
So I know they on the back end they got to do their business stuff. Like they got to handle their business, but at the same time, like y'all know why majorities of these people are here.
Exactly.
They even had Nintendo.
That was surprising. That's major.
So like, yeah, I know I figured that we just didn't see them a lot because they had to do a lot of business stuff on the back end. But I definitely agree. Like, if y'all gonna set up meet and greets, let's do multiple meet and greets. Like, give everybody multiple opportunities to sync up with you guys, take a picture, chop it up right quick. Just that one meet and greet, and you only meet 130 people out of the 20K people that's here. That's crazy.
Because all of this is a picture. You can get 2 pictures in, like 2 to 3 pictures in every minute.
Yeah, like if we don't bum rush your ass in the bathroom, we not getting no picture.
and don't nobody want that. You know what I mean? We know y'all don't want that.
Everybody human. We don't want to do that. But they literally could have just made like a little line. Be like, all right, you come up, do your pose, boom, pose, boom, pose, boom, pose, boom. Just keep moving.
Ain't that a song? Hold up.
Pose. Yeah. Oh God.
You make me sick.
I thought
but just to add some positive vibes to the conversation, the Dark Sage said y'all fits was hard.
Thank you, sir.
Y'all came up in there like the Akatsuki. You know how we get down, Sage. You know how we get down.
Purple and white.
But yeah, I guess one of the highlights from Dreamcon is that when me, King G, and Ralph walked in, there was a guy that was working security, and he said he remembered us from last year from when we had the purple baseball jerseys.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And it just motivated me that, to keep this up.
Folks watching.
And they recognize. And we did take one guy did take some professional pictures of us, so I'm waiting for those to come out.
Yeah. I want to see how those look.
Man. Honestly, and what's crazy? I saw a lot of random people. Like, I saw an old high school classmate at DreamCon. I saw a friend from college. Like, DreamCon has gotten big. My little brother's friends, like, DreamCon has gotten huge.
Yeah. My biggest thing is I want them to really sit down and look at this feedback, because all of it wasn't negative. I know on social media, like, just starting with that girl's TikTok about cancel DreamCon.
That was crazy.
That was like, that was the most negative that I've seen. Like, all of the truly negative with no substance was on social media. But I took some time and read through the suggestion box on Discord. And if I would really like them, and I hope they are, to really sit down and look through these suggestions and look at this feedback and next year DreamCon, you know, make some improvements. What I also would like them to do, and if they do this already, you know, that's great, but also attend some other conventions, like go to San Diego Comic-Con,
Get that experience.
go to Anime Expo, see how they're handling these huge cons. Even if you don't want to, I would say, one, go to the convention as a consumer and see it from the perspective of the people who are buying the tickets to be there.
Right.
And if you, and the second thing I would say is, if you have the connects, because you guys do have a name, thousands, if not millions of people watch you guys every day.
Millions.
If you have the connect to meet with somebody who works with setting up some of these big conventions, you know, sit down and have that conversation. You know, lay out the problems that you guys are having and see what feedback they have on solutions that they can give you.
Right.
And there were some things they did good at. Like I gotta give them credit on some of these. Like they had water everywhere.
Yes,
did.
As hot
the water
as Texas
jugs.
is.
Majority of
water
everything
jugs.
was inside.
The way the food vendors were organized in the exhibit hall, even though a few folks were stealing, that was a whole lot better than last year. The way they had the folks like kind of like a cafeteria in schools taking up your credit card, that was dope. Even if you didn't get to see the panels, I got to see quite a few. They were great. The panels and the shows, every single one was top tier. I didn't see a single one that was low energy, low quality. They were all really great.
I think the panels, just because of the fact that with DreamCon being majority Black and our ability to be able to embed the culture and, you know, the things that we've grown up, like what's embedded into us, into stuff like this, the panels are always going to be fun. It's always going to be hype. The energy is always going to be there. We just got to get more people in them.
Yeah.
And shout out to the convention center. It was fully air conditioned.
Yeah.
Shout out to the attendees. Y'all weren't that musty this year.
Man,
I smoked cologne.
they got it together. When I walked in pre-registration, Ryan, they was musty. When I did pre-registration on Thursday, they was musty. And that was pre-reg. I seen two people on Twitter said they had a basket of deodorant and they was passing it. I guess it worked.
It worked.
Oh, girl, it was Trademark Girl. We went to her panel last year. I can't remember her name. Who owns the trademarking company? Yeah. She had baskets of deodorant. I mess with that.
It was her. It was her and another dude that was passing out deodorant, and you know, do it. Have the necessities.
but look, y'all smelt. Wait for it to be 20,000 people. They smelt a lot better this year. I smelt y'all Dior Sauvage. I smelt y'all Versace Arrows. I smelt that Degree deodorant. I'm happy for y'all. Shea Butter, y'all's in there.
Now she was up their armpits.
No, you know when girls put the nice little Shea Moisture up in their hair and that smoothie cream be smelling and they walk past you.
Oh, God.
You said Degree.
That's why I was talking about in their armpit.
Oh, that's because that's what I wear.
He was in their armpit.
He was.
So I'm just at the convention sniff up, baby. You musty. You good. You good.
Must check. You can't get into this event if you must.
Hey, we should do that next year. We should have our back to do must check.
Must check. Must check.
Must check.
Let my man smell you right quick.
Look, I see Antoine coming. That's funny. They showered this year. I like it.
They did.
Oh, boy.
Darcy said I'm cosplaying as Musty Man next year. You're not coming with us.
You're not.
I was just about to read his comment where he said I got to be part of y'all entourage in the upcoming years, but not if you cosplaying as Musty Man. No, sir, you're not.
I'm dapping you up at a distance. I'm pulling out my old pandemic mask.
We're gonna have you at the back with the camera from the back.
Look, what's good, bro?
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, but
a couple of things I guess that I hope they fix for next year. The app, please fix it. Registration, please get that together. The vendor hall was a little uneven as well.
Yeah.
It was places where, like, for instance, Oh My Senpai, you know people want to go there. You know people want to get it. And the walkway itself was not as big.
Those owls
We're
were
small.
not equivalent.
No.
Like you remember when we were walking through Ralph, and it was one owl that we didn't even walk through because it was so small.
Here's the thing, that takes someone who needs to do some personal planning, because Anime Gear Guru and Oh My Senpai and Soul King, they should not be next to each other. These folks got 100,000 plus following on all their platforms. They do not need to be next to each other, especially when on the other end where the folks who are selling small knick-knack paddywhacks, they ain't have no people over there. We should have had the major folks on different corners.
I would agree.
That I would say doing that will also help people look at other vending booths.
Because
Exactly.
that was the hot spot. Soul
Yeah.
King, Anime Gear, and Oh My Senpai being in the same area, you don't gotta
You're
go
not
nowhere
really
else.
going nowhere else.
If Hypeland was there, it would have been even worse, because they would have all been. They all
That's
friends
why I
in
said
real
they
life.
should have been outside. Put him outside. Put him outside.
Don't say that about Jordan.
But I'm just saying.
I mean,
but I'm just saying though,
I feel you,
the
though.
fact that you just complained about Soul King, On My Senpai, and Anime Gear being in the same spot, they are very heavy brands. But Jordan out there doing like pop-ups and all kinds of stuff, and for him to have a booth inside of, if they had put Hypeland in that same area,
It would have been over with.
It was done.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been over with.
So I'm saying to put him outside just to have that separation.
because then you would have got more traction for the people that have the anime cars and stuff outside. Like that would have been an attraction to go to.
Just exactly like how it was last year. Like, yes, it's people in the exhibition hall, but hey, there's some Hypeland stuff outside.
Yeah.
And if I had a small note, and this goes into training volunteers, I didn't see it happen. I didn't see anybody talk about it on social media. But make sure these folks are trained in CPR and all that other stuff, in case anybody has a seizure or passes out from the hot heat and anything of that nature.
I heard there was a lack of ADA, which is like assistance for like people with disabilities and stuff. I saw a comment in the suggestion box where a girl said that she was disappointed in the lack of assistance. Like people with disabilities didn't know where to go for assistance or couldn't get like the help and stuff that they needed. So like things like that is very, very important too, because 20K people, you have a range of people who are attending this event and you don't know what they got going on. So having all of that available, even what Ryan was saying before, like have it, even if you don't use it, have it. Make sure that it's known that you have it, that this assistance or this first aid area or whatever it is, that these safety areas are available for people.
Yeah, like you need more rest stations. Honestly, all the folks who was using the elevator, I didn't really see too many folks in wheelchairs, but those should have been isolated for folks who ain't that mobile.
Man, the way y'all was cutting up on that escalator broke down multiple times.
It was broke for the rest of the day on the last day. It was not turning back on. I was walking up there angry. Upset.
He mad as fuck. God damn it.
Like, it's already hot.
And I already came out from 110 degrees and I gotta walk up the stairs.
Walk up an escalator.
But they need to prepare for emergencies. I'm not saying they ain't, and I didn't see any emergencies happen. But y'all need to, especially with hiring professional security detail and all that stuff, make sure we got some trained folks who's like, oh, someone having a seizure down the hall, y'all know what to do, because that happens. It happens.
Especially to tie into that comes with crowd control as well. Because if emergency did happen, and the way that these lines and people are ramming themselves inside of these panels and stuff, would have been very hard for somebody calling emergency services to get to that area.
Yeah, because things happen. It's not that people try to purposely be evil or hurt anybody. It's just things happen. I almost passed out at a music festival one time because I got overheated. Things just happen.
Yeah. But one of your biggest compliments, the fact that most of the convention was inside, and the only time that you were outside is that if you was walking from the convention to the hotel or to your car or whatever. Right. So the fact that majority of it was inside was a positive as well.
Big ups.
Loved it. So didn't have to worry about sweating a lot.
Yeah, so that's probably why you ain't smell nobody being musty.
That's true.
That's what it was. That air conditioner was working, bro.
wonders.
I know they had it on 65, bro. They kept it cool in there, bro.
But all right, you had any other talking points, Ralph? I know you said you had a list, or was that Ryan that said he had a list?
That was
My list,
Ryan that had a list.
We went through it.
Okay. I had one and then I lost it.
Mm.
So
More Dreamcon merch. That Dreamcon merch
Oh,
was lacking.
I want that baseball jersey.
Yes.
Next year,
I felt
year,
it.
next year,
There were two.
I want that jersey.
I
Both
want
of
it.
them.
There were two. The person
Both
who was
of 'em.
selling in the merch store, and the one that what's his face who was managing
John
the social
had
media,
on.
and the one that John had on. Those were cold.
Them was
Why
cold.
didn't y'all have no hoodies? Y'all had hoodies last year. Where were the hoodies? I need something to wear during the winter. What y'all doing?
I would have taken
That jersey,
a
I
hoodie
would've
over
paid
that
100.
bag. I would have taken a hoodie over that bag.
I would have paid 100 for a hoodie.
I'm being for real with you. I'd rather had taken a hoodie than that bag. That bag,
Exactly.
it was cool, but I'm not finna use that bag in real life.
You're not.
I'm not finna use that bag in real life. A khaki ass bag.
You're not.
I'm not finna use that in real life.
You're not. And like that Dreamcon merch store, y'all was lacking. I like that y'all separated it from the exhibit hall. That was actually really smart.
Yeah.
I like that y'all separated it. But y'all need more merch. Y'all knew that was flawed. How the person selling got a baseball jersey that's so cold and it ain't on sale?
Yeah.
That don't
I
make no
definitely
sense.
would have.
I would have paid for that.
I would have paid for the baseball jersey. I bought the shorts. They had my size in the shorts this year, so I got the shorts.
Yeah.
Now, ups on the shorts. You gotta have a t-shirt as always, because at the minimum, somebody
The
gonna
material
buy.
good.
Somebody
The
gonna buy a
material is
t-shirt.
good.
At a minimum, somebody's gonna buy a t-shirt. But they definitely could have sold hoodies this year.
Mm-hmm.
And that baseball jersey was cold. I need to see it. I need it. Even if on the RDC World website, if they start pre-selling Dreamcon merch and the baseball jerseys on there, that's fine.
Take my money.
Honestly, and that would be smart if because they had on the website, y'all do need to have like a little pre-sale for the merch and a post-sale, like a week before the convention, a week after for the folks who just want to have it shipped. That would be very
like
smart.
Stuff like I understand like the shirts, like you can make those on demand. But like with the baseball jerseys, it goes into material and how much is this design gonna be. So a pre-order for that, just so you can have a set number of people already have the money and just start getting those manufactured instead of printing out a bunch of baseball jerseys and not knowing if you're gonna make a profit off of it or not. I understand that. But I want that jersey next year. And I meant that.
And I want another hoodie.
We got a Twitch comment from big_A_2X. Just popped in. Did y'all get to meet any creators? We did.
Yeah.
We got to meet Ambitious Boogie in person. We got to meet Kira from Room Full of Blerds in person. And then Ralph said he also got to meet some of his other streamer friends. So we definitely got to meet some people that we've been collaborating with online in person. Yeah. So that was dope.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice.
I definitely hope to see more people next year or even network with more people. I think my thing was Friday, I was in it. We did the interviews. We were talking to people. We were passing out our business cards, stickers, etc., spreading the word. Saturday, I just got really frustrated with the fact that I couldn't get into any panels due to the room size. And we had walked between multiple panels. Like we were even trying to find panels that we weren't really interested in, but we were just trying to get into something.
Yeah.
And I was just so frustrated to the point I was just like, man, F this.
We left early.
Yeah. And we need to be able to meet Dark Sage there next year as well.
Sage.
We done seen all the friends of the podcast at this point now, so you gotta be there.
We gotta get you. We gotta get in there, Sage. But we are about to touch 2 hours on this live stream, so let's go ahead and shut it down. Do you guys have any final comments on Dreamcon?
Shout out to RDC. Keep improving. Y'all doing a great job.
Nah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I understand, like, what I was just saying before, like, all of the negative feedback with no substance has just been people on social media. But I really hope that they check into this Discord.
We do got to link up, Sage. I ain't gonna cap. We do need to link up.
Ron fake Sage. You're gonna learn
Yeah.
that real soon.
No,
You're gonna learn that. You're gonna learn that real soon.
No, tell him the truth. It's not that I'm fake. I'll sometimes take forever to follow up on a text. And my mind, I will focus on something and I'll forget everything else. That's it.
That's just a long explanation for I'm fake.
Yeah. But I have one final question. You could just answer this with a yes or no. With everything that we talked about, all the things that we've gathered and the things that they're gathering, are we ready for these ticket prices to continue going up?
If they go up, they need to make it single day available and sure.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
If they go up, they should do something similar to San Diego Comic-Con where you pay by day. The other thing is, if they're going to continue with the tier system, I need to I guess I need to get more. I'm not convinced that to buy a gold pass, a platinum pass of anything next year.
Can't be paying San Diego Comic-Con prices without San Diego Comic-Con accommodations.
Exactly. So I know the prices are going to go up. I just hope that I'm rooting for them. I'm not going to say just because of all of my inconveniences that I'll never go to Dreamcon again. I'm going to go because of the vibes, what it represents, how it feels just to be in that environment. So I'm prepared for a price change, but if I'm going to pay this money, when I step foot in that convention center, wherever y'all go next year, I need to get my money's worth.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was all I had.
Sage said, I want them to improve. No con is perfect, but there is plenty of room of improvement. And definitely that I'm giving them overarch after everything we said, I'm giving them grace because this convention has been constantly growing since they started. Nothing is stable. Just because they got to 20K this year, I hope they already know that it's not gonna be 20K next year.
No, it might double.
It could easily hit 30. And I think a double is a great prediction.
Yeah. So I hope they prepare for growth. I think this is really what kicked them in the ass.
It's time for them to hit Gear 5. They've been in Gear 4. It's time to hit Gear 5.
That Looney Tune ass shit. I watched the video on Twitter and all I heard was pop it up, pop, 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 pop.
Oh my goodness.
I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't even finna fight it out. You know what? Make this a clip and post it on Twitter. I'm gonna let the One Piece fandom get y'all.
Why would I argue with a fandom of an anime that I don't watch?
Yeah.
I'm just saying because you ain't watch it. I just don't feel like you can say that Looney Tune comment. It fit the thing.
It was Looney Tune.
I mean, it was Looney Tune.
You watched the video and they boing.
I feel you, but you added too much negative it had too much of a negative connotation.
Let me say this. I understand why they did it. You guys explained it to me that that's just how One Piece is. I understand. But the material gave boing, boing, boing when I was watching the clip. And Ron, you can't be mad at me for that.
I ain't mad.
I'm not saying don't watch One Piece. I'm not saying that it wasn't a hype moment for One Piece fans. I'm just saying when I saw the clip, it reminded me of the sound effects reminded me of Looney Tunes.
When you said boing boing, it reminded me of that Big Mama House Shaboinga Boing or whoever said that. Shaboinga Boing. I forgot what Martin Lawrence said.
I feel you.
God.
But yeah. So Let's go ahead and shut this down. I think this was a great live. I thank you both and Antoine, if you're still watching, for joining in and giving your feedback on DreamCon and San Diego Comic Con. I hope that anybody who's watching this and they've been thinking about whether to go to either of these conventions, that we've given you guys enough information to further help you in your decision. So I'm gonna let you have it, Ralph. Go ahead and lead us out.
Not you. Oh, Jesus. All right. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Well, no, there's no listening because it's live stream. Dang.
I mean,
I gotta get out of this.
I mean, we're gonna post it on the audio platforms later.
You're right.
So if you are
You're
listening.
Right. If you are listening, thank you for that. Make sure you guys subscribe and follow. You can find our socials at our link tree. If you want to go and follow us from Facebook and TikTok, it is the Blerd Mob Podcast. If you want to follow us on Instagram, Threads, Twitch, make sure to follow us at the Blerd Mob Pod, and make sure to follow us on Twitter at the Blerd Mob. Also, check out our affiliates, Right Stuff Anime and Entertainment Earth. You can get you some manga, Funko Pops, movies, and etc. Yeah, pretty much what Ryan has. And I've been growing mine too a little bit.
I like that. I like that.
Getting there, Ralph.
Got an extra piece of art in the back. I see it. I see it.
He got you.
You see the growth. You see the growth. I got the Akatsuki right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got the
Akatsuki.
Yeah. But thank you guys for everything. Also, if you want to leave us a donation, it helps with equipment, software, keeping pretty much the lights on. As you see all these hot lights right now. But yes, make sure you guys donate if you have it. If you don't, thank you anyway. But all in all, I think that's it. Is everybody hearts, minds at content?
Say you got a fire collection, Ralph.
Thank you. I'm growing. It's gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But again, thank you guys for watching and listening. And we will talk to you guys later.
All right, y'all. Peace.